What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2001 movie Atlantis: Lost Empire. So in this movie, the world's most highly qualified crew of archaeologists and explorers is led by historian Milo Thatch as they board the incredible 1,000-foot submarine Ulysses and head deep into the mysteries of the sea. And the underwater expedition takes an unexpected turn when the team's mission must switch from exploring Atlantis to protecting it. So this is a pretty good movie. It's not one of my most favorite Disney movies, but it is still pretty enjoyable. The animation is pretty good. I love the character designs. They designed them after comic book writers or this comic book. The guy who did the comic book designs for Hellboy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but they were designed after his style and everything, and they look really cool and everything. The story is really good. Not one of the best, but it's still pretty entertaining and everything. And the casts are all great in their roles. You got a pretty good voice cast led by Michael J. Fox as Milo Thatch, who is just absolutely great, but Cree Summer as Keita is really good too, and James Garner is our villain of the movie. Commander Rourke is really good. I think he did a really great job as the voice of him, and they did a good job at the animation making him look like James Garner in a lot of ways too. I thought that was kind of cool. But all of the rest of the voice cast are great too. You got Claudia Christian, Phil Morris, Leonard Nimoy, and many others. But all of the voice cast are good in their roles and everything. And I think the side characters are all fine and likable. Some of them are a little bit underdeveloped or whatever, but they all have their own distinct personalities and they're likable enough that you can kind of overlook them not really having a lot of development and stuff, because they're just likable enough characters. And then they're good side characters and everything, but they all each have their little moments to shine at times. So and the action is pretty good in here. There was a lot of cool little action scenes throughout the movie, especially at the beginning. You see the opening when Atlantis is attacked and put underwater and stuff. It's really cool opening and everything, and there's some pretty cool battles at the end of it and everything. But I will say that the third act does feel a little rushed and everything. Like I feel like they could have tacked on maybe an extra 10 minutes to it, and it would have been a little bit better. But it was fine and everything. And so all in all, I think Atlantis: Lost Empire is a fun time. I know a lot of people who say that this one is one of the most underrated Disney movies, and I could understand it and everything, because this movie did not do very good when it first came out. It was really overshadowed by a lot of other movies. 2001 was a pretty good year and stuff, and I think it came out like right around the same time as Jurassic Park 3. So it was competing with that, not to mention Shrek. It just came out a few weeks before it and was tearing up the box office and being the best animated movie of that year. And not to mention later that year, Pixar released Monsters, Inc. So this movie was really overshadowed in the animation department. And also Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius came out that year, so it had a lot of competition, and everything it competed with was better than it. But it's still a fine movie and everything. It was one, when it first came out, I didn't even want to see it. It didn't look interesting to me or anything, and I ended up watching it at school and ended up liking it a lot more than I expected I would. But it's a good movie and everything. Not a super great movie, but it's a good one, and it's a fun enough time and everything. It's enjoyable and everything. And I will say that one thing that I didn't like was kind of the blend of the computer animation with this style of traditional animation. I just feel like it didn't fully work. Like the computer animation on the ships and stuff just kind of looked dated and stuff. You could tell this movie is a product of its time and everything. A lot of movies from the early 2000s that used computer animation and traditional animation together and everything don't hold up quite as well as either the ones that are just wholly traditional animated or wholly computer animated, I've noticed. But it's still a fun time and everything, so I'd say I'd give Atlantis Lost Empire a B-. It's a fun movie. Could have been better, could have been worse, but it holds up pretty well and everything, and I always enjoy it when I watch it, but I don't watch it very often because it's not one that I like to revisit very often and everything. There are tons of other Disney movies. If I'm going to go for a Disney movie, I'm not usually going to go for this one and everything. I usually have to just be watching through all my Disney movies to want to watch this one. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Atlantis Lost Empire, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.